Hey guys, I'm Shane Threx and welcome to My Gamers. Today we're going to be playing the demo version of Nick's Quest and we're going to see if it's worth buying or not. Now, I'm flicking through the graphics options here. They're pretty simple, but there's a lot of depth to them. So, let's roll the intro. Alright, so the demo file size is only about 60-70 megs, so it's quite easy to go grab and try for yourself. This game is sort of like a platformer, adventure, action sort of game. If you watched my Blade Kitten video back on my previous channel, you would have got a good idea of what sort of game you might expect, but this game was originally a Wii game, so you will be able to notice that later on, but for now this is mainly a tutorial level. Probably not the best idea, I think, because if you want to show off a game and what it can do, show off a proper level, not just a demo. But, you know, you can't help that. The first half of the level is kind of boring until you actually get to control, you know, Zeus's power, not Zeus, I don't know, some god's power. Pretty much you're some fairy chick and you're trying to save Icarus or meet up with him, or, I don't know, I didn't really bother reading the story. It's not exactly, you know, fun, but just read the story anyway, guys. So, WSAD to move, or actually W's to jump. You've got a multiple jump here, and you can also glide, and you've got only a certain amount of time to glide. Now, this game is more about the actual gameplay itself than collecting items and things like that. There are secret items to be collected, and there are levels and all that sort of stuff, but it's mainly about the gameplay. Now, you've got a couple of hearts on the top left there, so you can take a couple of hits before you die. There are spawn points around the area, so you light the flames up, and if you die, you go back to those points. So, yeah, like I said, the first half of the level, there isn't too much going on, but I'll just tell you about the game now. It's apparently real physics-based sort of gameplay, where, you know, you can push pots over and they sort of fall over realistically, and, you know, apparently that's what I'm reading, but yeah, there's also some Steam achievements, so that's a bonus for you. It is only $10, and overall I would recommend this game. It is quite good. Like I said before though, you know, the best gameplay isn't probably displayed in the demo, so you would have to buy it to get access to everything. But you can push blocks around, and once you get to the second half of the level and you get the god's power, you can do a lot of fun stuff. Okay, so one thing I noticed is the character doesn't move very fast, and I sort of underestimated how fast I can move. As you watch this part right here, you move and then bam, I died. Well, I didn't die, but I lost a bit of health. So I'm still going across. You know, you do have to sort of be careful a little bit. I mean, don't get too careless like I just did. Now, I thought this was fun. You get to push the pot and watch it get smashed to bits. And that's a good thing too, because there was a health pack thing in there, so I got that, so, you know, that's pretty good. There are, how many levels are there? I think that's, yeah, 12. The first level is probably mainly a tutorial, so it's not going to be excessively long. I mean, I did find it was quite short. I did finish it in about 7-8 minutes, but I'm assuming the rest of the game is going to be relatively long. But, you know, the graphics are nice. They look pretty smooth and sleek, and you probably don't need the best computer to run this. You can always just turn down the settings and things like that. But the puzzles in this game are quite interesting, and wait till you get the god's power, and that's when the fun starts happening. And you can clearly tell it was ported over from the Wii because of the cursor you get soon enough. Now, you can't actually kill the birds at the moment, which was, you know, I'm not quite sure what sort of powers a fairy would have. I'm not even sure if it's a fairy. We'll call it a fairy. So what else we got going on? There are also time trials which you can do. Now, this bit is funny. It reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie. Now, if you've played those games, every time a character talked, they would mumble some weird language, and then you'd see the text on the screen, and that definitely reminded me of that. So you know, a bit of nostalgia there. But here we go. So now we've gotten the God's power. We can use the mouse to actually control items, push them around, lift them up. At the moment, I'm not sure what else you can do, but I'm assuming you can, you know, kill enemies with your powers and stuff like that. But as you can see, now a lot of the interactivity begins. I'm just moving these columns down so I can actually reach them, because if you don't, you won't be able to get up there, obviously. Now, a lot of puzzles are quite interactive as well. Most of the things you can move have a sun icon on them, so you can sort of tell what you need to do. You won't ever get confused, as far as I know anyway, playing the demo. Oh yeah, and the sand is deadly. Don't touch the sand, guys. So more of the interactive objects. As you can see, you know, it's using the block to ride the sand. A little bit of surfboarding here. And the controls feel quite smooth. I mean, the control scheme you can change, so you can, if you want to make the buttons jump, space for example, you can do that. I changed the controls around a little bit just to, you know, let my hand feel more comfortable, but generally the controls are quite smooth, everything feels responsive, it's not glitchy or anything like that. And I thought this was quite fun too, sliding down these columns here with this big block. So yeah, now the puzzles are starting to get a little bit more interesting, a little bit more creative and fun. And generally this game is quite enjoyable. I would definitely recommend you get it. It's only $10, so you know, there's nothing too bad about that. The music is nice. It's a little bit, you know, it's not something I'd put on my iTunes playlist, but it gives it a bit of atmosphere. I feel like I'm actually in some sort of desert place, and the character is really small compared to the environment, so it does give you a sort of, you know, puzzle playing sort of feel, if that made any sense. I don't know, but yeah. And yeah, we've almost finished the demo now. The game does close as soon as the demo's finished, so I thought that was a little bit odd, but you know. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I would definitely recommend buying this yet again. Thanks for watching. So yeah.